Hello, Bruins, and welcome to the first episode of Bruin Buzz, the podcast relating to anything and everything having to do with student life at Bear River. I'm Katelyn Heyl.
And I'm Dixon. Today, we're talking about the pros and cons of seating charts.
For this podcast, we interviewed junior Bailey Aldrich.
I'm for them.
Freshman Jacob Molinix.
I hate them.
And senior Grace Billingsley.
I think you should be able to sit wherever you want.
Do you think schools should require seating charts?
Depending on what subject you're in. Like if it's a supported studies or like an elective, you probably shouldn't need one because it's like a fun class. Ones that count for your credential, you should have a seating chart.
What are your experiences with seating charts?
I hate them.
Why?
Because then you might have to sit next to someone that you actually hate and you don't like them.
Alright, understandable.
I don't think schools should necessarily require seating charts. I think it should be kind of up to the teacher by class, and even like by period, because some classes are like more crazy than others and need more monitoring.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it definitely depends on the subject.
So what do you think the pros of seating charts are?
You won't get sidetracked and you won't get in trouble by your teacher.
I think the teacher's the only pro because he's the one who made the seating chart. He'd be happy with it.
Seating charts are good because they make it really easy to take attendance, to keep track of students, and also like when you're administering tests, you know that everyone has a certain spot to be and you can kind of keep an eye on people.
So it's like good for the teachers?
Yeah.
What are the cons to seating charts?
That you have to sit next to someone you hate.
Well, students definitely would say like they can't talk to their friends and like hang out with the people they want to be. And also some people like working in groups versus sitting with like an assigned group of people, or just they like to switch it up.
So seating charts suck, in my opinion. I think that they definitely should not exist unless, it's really loud in the class and it makes it impossible for the teacher to teach anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if it's to the point where the students are disturbing the class, then the teacher has a right to separate friend groups. But other than that, people should be allowed to sit with who they want.
Like, some people work better with their friends. They will communicate with their friends and they'll, come up with answers together. I get that, some friends, will just mess around the entire class period. I understand that, but that's stereotyping.
Ooh, it is.
I think we just made a breakthrough.
Teachers stereotype all friend groups because they think all of them are going to talk.
Yep.
You're not going to talk to someone who you don't know because A, you don't want to look stupid around them, and B, you don't know them.
Yeah. It's like, hi, I'm going to ask you a question. Your first impression of me is going to be,
You're stupid.
you're stupid. So let's list some pros. Some pros to seating charts. Teachers might like it.
And, you might be in a quieter, setting, but you're not going to be learning better.
Maybe for some people, it helps them learn better, but I think really this whole situation is it depends on the person and it depends on the friends. That's really all it is. What are the cons?
You're not going to be learning as well because you're not going to be with who you can actually learn with. People should be allowed to sit with who they want to sit with. If you're the type of person who wants to sit next to someone new, then you can do that because you can sit where you want. If you're disrupting the class, then you separate them. Otherwise, you sit with who you want. I'm
not going to give any details whatsoever, but in one of my classes, I sit next to someone who copies off my paper a lot. I feel like this person could just ask me, but they won't because they don't know me. This is the first time we've ever been around each other. And then, in one of my other classes, the person next to me is annoying, and I'm just trying to learn over here, but alright, sis.
And you can't focus as well because you're constantly, focusing on what the person next to you is doing because you're not comfortable around them.
Right.
In one of my classes, I have a person in front of me and a person next to me who talk to each other the entire time about stupid things that don't matter. And it's just distracting. And I feel like I would be able to learn better if I was next to someone who I chose to sit next to.
That can go one of two ways. So, really, it does depend on the friends. Because, for example, those two friends apparently
talk the entire time.
And they need to be separated.
Because they're distracting and they don't learn good next to each other. But, I would learn better next to one of my friends.
I understand that completely. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Bruin Buzz, and we will be back soon with episode 2. See you guys next time.
Go Bruins!